The 90-minute rule, it's 8 a.m. And Ethan, a 32-year-old freelance designer, starts his day with a cup of coffee. But instead of checking emails or scrolling through social media, he does something different. He sets a timer for 90 minutes and jumps straight into his most mentally demanding task. No distractions, no multitasking. Why? Because the brain naturally works in 90-minute cycles called ultradian rhythms. During these cycles, your mind hits peak alertness, focus, and creativity. Top performers, Olympic athletes, chess grandmasters, elite students, have used this rhythm for decades. Instead of grinding for 6 unfocused hours, Ethan works in 90-minute chunks, followed by a 15-minute break. And the result? By noon, he gets more done than he used to complete in an entire day. His brain feels sharper, lighter, and fully alive. The morning walk. After finishing that first deep work session, Ethan heads outside for a 20-minute walk. No headphones, no calls, just movement. Here's why this works. Walking activates the brain's default mode network, the creative engine that turns on when you're daydreaming or brainstorming. Walking also increases blood flow, reduces stress hormones, and even expands the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. People think walking is lazy, but some of the most brilliant minds relied on it. Steve Jobs held walking meetings. Beethoven walked every afternoon. Movement isn't wasted time. It's thinking in motion. Brain food. At noon, Ethan eats, but it's not a heavy meal that leaves him tired. He sticks to food that fuel neurotransmitters, the chemicals responsible for clear thinking and good mood. Salmon for omega-3s, blueberries for antioxidants, a piece of dark chocolate for improved blood flow to the brain. But the real secret isn't the food, it's how he eats. No screens, no scrolling, just mindful eating. Because when you multitask during meals, digestion suffers, cortisol spikes, and your brain barely registers that you ate. Mindful eating resets Ethan's energy and gives his brain clean fuel for the second half of the day. Digital fast, around 3 p.m., Ethan disconnects completely. No phone, no notifications, no endless scrolling. Every ping and vibration gives your brain a small hit of dopamine, which feels good but destroys long-term focus. Over time, the brain gets addicted to micro rewards and loses its ability to stay present. By creating tech-free zones, Ethan rewires his brain to settle into stillness. That stillness is where deep thinking and problem-solving happen. Turn down the noise, and the real ideas finally appear. The curiosity hour. At 5 p.m., instead of collapsing on the sofa with a show, Ethan reads something he's simply curious about. Not productivity books, not self-help, just something he genuinely finds interesting. Curiosity lights up the brain's reward system, the same areas activated by chocolate or money. And amazingly, when you're curious, your brain remembers information better, even unrelated ideas you learn around the same time. A documentary, a random Wikipedia topic, a podcast. Curiosity is mental exercise. You don't stop learning because you grow old. You grow old because you stop learning. The cold shower. At 6:30 p.m., Ethan steps into a cold shower. Not warm, cold. Cold exposure triggers a surge of norepinephrine, the neurotransmitter that boosts alertness, focus, and mood. It's like nature's version of Adderall, with zero side effects. Cold also builds resilience. When you train your brain to handle discomfort, everyday stress becomes easier. It's uncomfortable, sure, but afterward, Ethan feels awake, clear, and energized, like someone flipped on the lights inside his brain. Light movement. Around 7 p.m., Ethan doesn't go for an intense workout. He stretches, practices light yoga, or takes a slow bike ride. Light movement releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your neurons. It boosts creativity, mood, and neuroplasticity. It clears mental fog and prepares the mind for reflection. Ethan isn't chasing six-pack abs. He's chasing mental clarity, and this habit delivers it. The One Problem Journal before bed, Ethan writes down one unsolved problem from his day. Not a solution, just a problem. Why? Because the brain continues working on unresolved questions while you sleep. This phenomenon, known as sleep processing, often leads to aha moments the next day. This habit builds strategic thinking, emotional calm, and confidence. Solving problems becomes a muscle, not a panic response. Vision reminder. Every morning, Ethan looks at a single sentence taped above his desk, his long-term vision. Not a to-do list, a direction. Your brain needs a North Star. Without it, dopamine chases short-term hits, scrolling, notifications, easy rewards. But when you connect daily effort with a future goal, your brain begins to treat effort as a win. When your brain enjoys the process, you become unstoppable. The mental load dump at 9:30 p.m. Ethan writes down everything on his mind. Tasks, worries, reminders, ideas. Your brain isn't made to store tasks. It's made to solve them. Keeping to-dos in your head creates background anxiety. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain stays tense until a loop feels closed. Writing everything down tricks the brain into relaxing. The result? Deeper sleep and less mental clutter. Curiosity burst. Before afternoon deep work, Ethan spends 5 minutes exploring a random question. Why do cats purr? How does memory work? What's the origin of money? Just 5 minutes. No pressure. This builds cognitive flexibility, creativity, and mental range. Curiosity isn't optional for intelligence. It is intelligence. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.